Mike, check. Justin Hunt. It's all happening. Thanking everybody rocking with the channel. Thanking everybody subscribed through the channel, who shared a video, shared a link. It's priceless. Big thank you to everyone who's donated. If you'd like to donate, you can hit the Cash App that's right up there, or you can hit the link in the description. And big thank you to all my newest members. There's a bunch of y'all. The Leo Marici, Lena Lueder, Stoopside Hip Hop, Marty McFly, my man Marty McFly, big shout out to you. Solo in a Crowd, W.A. Walker, Illustrator Will be dropping dope information, dope analysis. Big shout out to you. Selena, El Drewski, the producer, Mi Baka Warika, Dion Rulehack, Tiptoe, Kamasi Hill, Yuri Ka, Hegemony, G Baby, Who Baby, that's one name, G Baby, Who Baby, Tim Miller, Issa Hamilton, Belize and DJ B, Positive Vibes. I'm always with some positive vibes. Susie Bougie, Jesse Braham, Call Me Curry, Jim Munchow, Chris Vincent, Rhodesia, Ray T. 9-second applause. Thank you. I'll turn those applause up a little bit. It's all happening, man. Thank you so much for the support. I feel empowered. I feel blessed and thankful, sincerely. We always have a bump after Culture United. And if you missed last week's Culture United 7, punch yourself in the face. It was a great episode, a lot of spirited conversations, well-rounded dialogue, well-rounded perspectives. I think this is probably the best one we've done so far. I've been releasing clips from it over the weekend. And if you would like to clip something and put it on social, feel free to do that as well. Now, big story today, as we do every week. Chart report. Big shout out to Chart Report. 1-second applause to Chart Report. Okay, so this week's Chart Report, we've been looking to see where Playboi Carti was going to land. Now, the last few weeks, we've seen Kendrick Lamar continue to have success on the charts. We've seen Drake's Nokia was rising on the charts. I don't think that the trend line for Nokia is done yet. And obviously, Playboi Carti was the big release last week. So let's see where he lands. Into the chart report, we start with the Billboard Hot 100 as always. Number one, Luther. 5 weeks at number one, 17 weeks on the chart. Last week, number one. 1-second applause. I don't know what more left is. I don't know if there's more left to say about Luther and Kendrick, except where is the video? Where's the TV off video? I would love a Hey Now video. I would love a Gloria video. I would love a Heart Part 6 video. Yeah, I feel like there's some more visuals left on this project. And as we know, Kendrick and SZA will be starting their tour, I believe, next month. I think their tour starts next month too. So perhaps we'll get some visuals to help support this project even more. But honestly, it's hard to really to say that GNX isn't a hit. I mean, it's the first album to do 1 million in 2025, to go platinum in 2025. It's got 5 songs that have been on the charts pretty much since it's released. And again, Luther is here at number one for its 5th straight week. 1-second applause. All right, number 2, Evil Jordan, Playboi Carti. This is a new entry on the charts. Obviously, his project Music just released, heavily inspired by his affinity for Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne has a tattoo on his eyelid that says I Am Music. The initial name for this project was I Am Music. And I think they just truncated it to Music. But here's Evil Jordan. I think it's the 4th track maybe on the album. I've been listening to this in the gym. Playboi Carti's been holding me down in the gym. For me, the type of listener I am, this one is his most well-rounded project, in my opinion. I enjoy this. We talked about this on Culture United. There was a lot of discourse back and forth. FD Signifier and Fantano were talking about this in detail, as well as Professor Sky. Professor Sky compared Playboi Carti to Andre 3000 and Chuck D. And his point in the comparison is that Carti is doing everything he can to break music, to break whatever's popular, break the trend lines. And so that's where that comparison comes from. Atlanta has always had an independent spirit to it, just in the history of that city. And Playboi Carti is the newest one to really carve out his own lane. Now, this project is massive. It has 30 tracks on it, and we'll see a lot of them on the charts here today. But Playboi Carti, number 2, Evil Jordan, 1-second applause. Number 3, Die With a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Down 1 spot. It was number 2 last week. Now it is number 3. Number 4, Rather Lie, Playboi Carti and The Weeknd. Peak position number 4. This is another debut here. Another one that's off of the music project. So he's got 2 songs in the top 10, which is a major success there. And the thing about this album to me, again, I primarily listen to it in the gym, right? So I can tell you how the song sounds. I can't tell you a track name. Now, maybe that's my own ignorance, and maybe, I should probably do a better job of analyzing what song titles are. But this one's on the first half of the project, too. I think this is like number 6 or 7, if I'm not mistaken, on there. And it's another example of the diversity that is on this album. For a Playboi Carti release, Playboi Carti is a rage rapper. He is built for festivals. But this one right here is another strong song on the project. And I think it's the Weeknd's only feature. Because one thing that's really interesting about this Playboi Carti is that there are 3 Kendrick features. I think there are 4 Travis Scott features. I think there's 3 Future features. 2 or 3 Future features, 2 or 3 Uzi Vert features. Glad to see them make up. And so, a lot of the storyline around this is saying, why do you give Kendrick so many songs? Well, he gave a lot of people a lot of songs. And I think, strategically, this project was built for streaming. And if you're going to have a 30-track album, and essentially you have the last remaining group of artists who can actually move the music industry, that can actually sell 200 plus whenever they drop, Future, Travis Scott, Kendrick Lamar, now Playboi Carti. You're really only missing, Drake and Tyler, the Creator, maybe Doja Cat, There's other people, don't get me wrong. I think Nicki could probably still do it too. But yeah, this album is built for streaming success. And this song right here, Rather Lie with The Weeknd, is really dope. Number 5, The Giver, Chaperone. 1 second applause. 6, a bar song, Tipsy, Shabuzi. This song is still going. It's down 2 spots. It was number 4 last week, and now it's number 6, but it's been on the charts for 49 weeks. And I think that Shabuzi needs a documentary. He needs a documentary because he's done an incredible job of finding success in country, which tends to marginalize people significantly. Country will spend a lot of time keeping people on the outskirts, keeping them away from success. Now, Shabuzi made a joke at the CMAs last year, which was terrible to see. People were making fun of his name in their speeches, and he hasn't won any of the big country awards. But a bar song, Tipsy, still this high in the charts is a big middle finger to country. Now, whether country cares or not is totally different. And I don't necessarily think of it as a middle finger, as I don't care, as being him being disrespectful to country. But it's another sign that the sound of country is evolving and other people can find success within the genre. And him coming from Empire, again, with a relatively new country imprint and finding this level of success, I love it. 1 second applause. 7, Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish. I saw a funny video yesterday of Cash Me Outside Girl, Bad Baby, threw water on Billie Eilish. Maybe it was at Rolling Loud. Maybe it was at some concert, and Billie Eilish looked like she wanted to snatch that chick by her ponytail. Billie Eilish, don't play. 1 second applause to Billie Eilish. Number 8, Not Like Us. Last week was number 3, peak position number 1, 45 weeks on the chart. This song is still going, of course. I think let's see, how many spots did it drop? It dropped 5 spots, and you have 3 new songs, Evil Jordan, Rather Lie, and The Giver from Chaperone. So, it's still hanging around. We'll see what it is next week, because it'll be very interesting to see if Evil Jordan and Rather Lie from Playboi Carti have staying power. I'm not sure how much of a radio push Playboi Carti is doing yet, and I'm not even really sure what the radio songs would be on here. So if you don't have a lot of radio support, it's very difficult to stay at the top of the Billboard Hot 100. So, but Not Like Us is number 8. Kicked out because of a lot of new entrants. Pink Pony Club, Chaperones at number 9. Last week was number 7. This one slid 2 spots. And then Anxiety Doechii at number 10. Last week 13. This week it's 10. 2 weeks on the chart. I think this is her second, maybe first or second, top 10 single. So 1 second applause to Doechii. The winning streak continues with The Woman from the Swamp. 1 second, applause again. All right, so that means Nokia got pushed out of the top 10 this week, right? And so this, again, I think has a lot to do with the new entrants. Again, you have Evil Jordan, Rather Lie, and then Chaperones, The Giver, who debuted in the top 10 this week. Last week, Nokia was number 8, 5 weeks on the chart. Now it's at number 11, so it got kicked out of the top 10. This is clearly the focus track, as we've covered over previous weeks. They're putting a lot of investment in this. They're doing TikTok challenges with this. They're paying creators to clip the song and make user-generated content with it. I'm sure it's got a radio push, and I expect it to keep rising. I think right now it's the number 2 song on the Spotify Global 50. So streaming-wise, it's doing incredible, and at some point, I mean, it's challenging Luther still. It's challenging Kendrick and Luther still. So this idea that, UMG did everything it could to stop the success of Drake, I'm not sure if Nokia is an example of that thesis or that legal argument. So as that court case continues. But Nokia's over here at number 11. Number 12, Lose Control, Teddy Swims. 1 second, applause. 83 weeks on the chart. 83 weeks on the chart for Teddy Swims. Not mad at Teddy Swims at all. Number 13, TV Off. Kendrick Lamar featuring Lefty Gunplay. Last week was number 5. Peak position number 2, 17 weeks on the chart. And again, this one slid significantly in the past week. It was at number 5 last week. There's only 3 new entrants. I think this is another one that would really have a great boost with a video. And perhaps the Super Bowl, the virality of the Super Bowl itself is replacing visuals for some of these songs. TV Off was, the game over portion of that performance. Luther was a focus track during that performance. Perhaps that's their logic around it. I feel like they've shot more videos, though. I'm just saying that I don't have any inside information. I feel like they probably shot more videos and perhaps are looking to drop them closer to the tour, because there's going to be another bump when he starts going on tour. We shall see. I would love to see a video for TV Off. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a video of TV Off and what you think it should look like. And if you like what we're doing over here, make sure you like the video and make sure you share the content. It's all happening. 1 second, applause. 14, APT, Rose, and Bruno Mars. Last week, number 6. Peak position number 3, 22 weeks on the chart. This week is number 14. Number 15, Not Rap. Number 16, Not Rap. Number 17, Good Credit, Playboi Carti, and Kendrick Lamar. Now, I did a reaction to this video on the channel. This was probably the most viral song the week the album came out, at least from a reactor standpoint. Reactors couldn't wait to jump on this. This was sort of a surprise feature. I don't think a lot of people were expecting to see Playboi Carti and Kendrick Lamar collaborate. Maybe outside of Hit of J3. 1 second, applause to Hit of J3. But this song right here is the 3rd song in the top 20. Now, you can see there's 4 songs in the top 20. We'll get to Crush. It comes in at number 20. I like this song. Now, this song was a big point of contention on Culture United. Check it out if you missed it. I actually pulled that clip so you can watch it individually without watching the entire 4.5-hour robust discussion, but you should tune into that as well. And it was crazy, actually. It was a crazy, dope, well-rounded, robust discussion because FD Signifier and Anthony Fantano took the position that Kendrick collaborating with Playboi Carti was hypocritical considering how heavily he's leaned into morality over the past year. Arguably, I guess, since Mr. Morale to some degree, but how morality and good character has been attached to his brand so heavily. And Playboi Carti is dicey on all of those things. And so while they took that position, Chillin' with Moni, big shout out to Chillin' with Moni, 1 second applause, Superstar, and Curtis King, my man Curtis King, they took the opposite position. And it was a fiery debate. It might be the most exciting portion of that conversation. But again, there was a lot of people who took a lot of different positions on it, which is what we try to do at Culture United. Maybe people broadly have a reputation for supporting certain things or having a certain lens. But on individual points, we all differ. And Culture United is just a great example of how people can come together, have differing opinions, and everything be cool at the end. So that was a really great part of the discussion. Check it out if you missed it. Good Credit comes in at number 17. Playboi Carti, Kendrick Lamar, 1 second applause. 18, Not Rap. 19, Ew, yuck, gross. 20, Crush, Playboi Carti, and Travis Scott. I like this joint a lot. I do remember this joint. This joint goes really hard in the gym. 1 second applause. So that's 4 songs from Playboi Carti in the top 20. Right, so we got Evil Jordan, Rather Lie, Good Credit, and Crush. Right, now we're going to see a lot of Playboi Carti on the rest of this chart. Playboi Carti is about to come through. 21, Not Rap. 22, Sabrina Carpenter, Espresso. 23, Timeless, The Weeknd, and Playboi Carti. Still hanging around. Still the worst Grammy performance I've ever seen, but the song is fresh. 1 second applause. 24, Squabble Up. We did get the Squabble Up video. That's peak position was number 1. Last week it was number 16. It's been on the charts for number 17. Still hanging around in the top 25. 25, Backdoor, Playboi Carti featuring Kendrick Lamar and Jhené Aiko. Debuts on the chart. I like this song too. This is one of the ones that does have more of an R&B feel from it. Really, I actually thought this might be one of the focus tracks, something that might work well on radio. Again, this project doesn't have that many obvious radio tracks on it, but it is kind of interesting if you look at it, right? Especially with this, number 26, 30 for 30, SZA featuring Kendrick Lamar. 1 second applause to that song. But if you look at 26 features Kendrick, 25 features Kendrick, 24 is Kendrick, 17 features Kendrick. Kendrick is 13, Kendrick is 8, and Kendrick is number 1. Right, so Kendrick is 9 songs in the top 26. So he is dominating the Billboard Hot 100, dominating the top 30 right now, along with Playboi Carti. So whether it was a good idea to collaborate with Playboi Carti or not, it was successful. 1 second applause. 27, Mojo Jojo, Playboi Carti. And 28, Philly, Playboi Carti featuring Travis Scott. I like this song too. The Travis Scott Playboi Carti collaborations to me actually sound really fresh on this project. And so again, you can see the impact that music by Playboi Carti is having on the Billboard charts. There's a whole lot more to come. There's 30 tracks on here. I think all 30 are on here. I think all 30 charted. We'll have to get there. I have to take a look at it again, but let's see where we go. 29, Messy, Lola Young. 30, Not Rap. 31, Denial is a River, Doechii. Last week it was 23. This week it's 31. I think a lot of that is because of Playboi Carti again. But also, Anxiety moved up to number 10. And I saw a report that right now Doechii is the highest streaming woman rapper on Spotify, if I'm not mistaken. So her rise continues to be meteoric. And I actually saw another argument that I agree with. I can't remember who said this, but they said if people think Doechii is an industry plant, good, fine. Let her be an industry plant because at least this is a talented artist. Now, she's not an industry plant, right? She's been working forever. You can go back to her YouTube and see her come up. But if she's an industry plant, how mad are we really? Just because of how talented she is and how well-rounded of an artist she is. So 1 second applause to Doechii. 32, Too Sweet, Hozier. 33, Fine-ish, Playboi Carti. Here's another one. And 34, Toxic, Playboi Carti and Skepta. Right, so again, Playboi Carti is making an incredible debut on the charts. 35, Not Rap. 36, Taste, Sabrina Carpenter. 37, Not Rap. 38, K-Bop by Playboi Carti, another one. 39, Good Luck Babe, Chaperone. 40, Bad Chem, Sabrina Carpenter. 41, Pop Out, Playboi Carti. 42, Stargazing, Miles Smith. 43, Radar, Playboi Carti. 44, Not Rap. 45, Dark Thoughts, Lil Tecca, not rap, but I do like that track. 1 second applause. 46, Trim, Playboi Carti, and Future. I think Future's on 2, maybe 3 tracks on this project. You can hear the influence Future's had on Playboi Carti, to the point where sometimes I get confused if I'm listening to Future or Playboi Carti. I'm not sure if that's awesome or awful. I'm not sure if that's a tribute or if perhaps he's adopted too much of that style. But it sounds good to me in the gym. I'm on my 6th day in a row rocking it in the gym, and it holds me down. 1 second applause. 47, not rap. 48, HBA, Playboi Carti. 49, Charge Them Hoes a Fee, Playboi Carti and Travis Scott. Charge them hoes a fee. Charge them hoes a fee. Charge them hoes a fee. 1 second applause. Hypnotic. That's definitely going up at the festival. The whole project really is built for festival season. 50, not rap. 51, DTMF, Bad Bunny. Now, this is the first Bad Bunny song we've seen this week, right? Last week, this song was 35. Now it's at 51, peak position number 2. It's been 11 weeks on the chart. Playboi Carti impact, I think. And it'll be very interesting, again, like I said, to see how sticky these songs on Playboi Carti's album will be in the weeks going forward on the charts. Because I'm not sure what kind of radio push they're putting behind these, and this album is clearly built for streaming, to maximize streaming numbers. 52, Wake Up, Filthy, Playboi Carti and Travis Scott. 53, Jumpin', Playboi Carti and Lil Uzi Vert. 54, I See You Baby Boy, Playboi Carti. 55, Crank, Playboi Carti. 56, Like Wheezy, Playboi Carti. Look at that right there. 5 songs in a row, all Playboi Carti. 57, not rap. 58, Twin Trim, Playboi Carti and Lil Uzi Vert. 59, not rap. 60, Bad Dreams, Teddy Swims. 1 second applause. 61, BMF, SZA continues to have incredible success here. 62, Residuals, Chris Brown, a chart mainstay at this point in time, is going crazy on TikTok. 63, not rap. 64, not rap. 65, Olympian, Playboi Carti. 66, Worst Way, Riley Green. That's not rap. I don't think that is. Let me know in the comment section if that is or not. I don't think it is. 66, not rap. 67, not rap. 68, Valle Inolvidable, Bad Bunny. Last week was 44, peak position number 3, 11 weeks on the chart. 1 second applause to Bad Bunny. 69, Munyon, Playboi Carti, again. 70, not rap. 71, We Need All the Vibes, Playboi Carti, Young Thug, and Ty Dolla $ign. 72, Good News, Shabuzi. That one's still hanging around. Last week was 51. 47 is a peak position, 17 weeks on the chart. 73, The Weeknd, Cry For Me. 74, not rap. 75, OPM Baby, Playboi Carti. 76, Die Trying, Party Next Door, Drake and Yebba. Now this is, again, the second track from Some Sexy Songs For You that's still in the charts. We'll see if there's another before the chart's over. Definitely the combination of Playboi Carti having, I think, all the songs on his album on this chart plays into, everyone else's, the songs everyone else has that are charting. But this has been consistently the second highest song from Some Sexy Songs For You. And that project had 21 tracks. So all the attention for that project is on Nokia right now. But Party Next Door, Drake and Yebba, Die Trying is sitting at number 76. 77, Mutt, Leon Thomas. My man, Leon Thomas. I've been watching Leon Thomas all over the ads for the women's NCAA tournament. All over the ads for that. They've been playing Leon Thomas during the commercial breaks. And I think that's really great to see. Also, man, Juju Watkins. She went down yesterday, tore her ACL 5 minutes into the second round matchup against Mississippi State. And I've been in a funk ever since. I mean, it's a real tragedy to see that. Generally speaking, when anyone gets injured, I personally felt like we were watching history in the making with Juju Watkins. And from the reports I'm seeing, apparently women tearing their ACLs is more common than men just based on how women are built. And with that, we've seen a lot of success with people coming back from those injuries. Paige Beckers tore an ACL. I think AZ Fudd tore her ACL. Breonna Stewart tore an ACL. A number of different very successful, Kelsey Plum, I think, tore an ACL. So it's an injury that we've seen women come back from and still be incredible. But just this run, the USC Women of Troy have been putting together has been exciting. They went on, fortunately, to dominate Mississippi State. And Kiki Iriafen breakout game, major statement game at the right time. I think people forget how talented Kiki really is. At Stanford, they tried to say that it was the Cameron Brink gravity that was really elevating Kiki. I think now is the chance for her to really shine. And also the talented freshmen that USC have, because all of them came to play yesterday. Kennedy Smith, Avery Howell, Katie Heckle. Katie Heckle put homegirl from Mississippi State in a spin cycle. And then they still have TVO from Oregon State. So they have a very strong team. Very strong team. I think they can get past Kansas State this week. UConn is playing the best ball right now. I look at Sarah Strong as soon as she realizes how great she is, it's kind of a wrap. It might be a wrap for everybody else. But the Sarah Strong Juju Watkins rivalry was something I was looking to see continue to develop. Because I look at Sarah Strong as a Lynn Bias type player. And when Lynn Bias and Michael Jordan were in college, people don't really appreciate how great that burgeoning rivalry was going to be. Now, sadly, we lost Lynn Bias he had a drug overdose draft night, which was terrible. But just the way that their two games sort of match up head to head, I think is really fascinating. And I was hoping to see that again, because if you look at UConn and USC, UConn beat USC last year without Sarah Strong in the Elite Eight. And this year, USC beat UConn at home with Sarah Strong, Paige Beckers, and the rest of them. So that was a rivalry that I felt like was going to go on for a few years. Looks like we might have to wait at least a year, I imagine, for Juju to get back on the court. But it was a real loss yesterday. Nothing but positive energy, vibes, and prayers to Juju Watkins. And honestly, I think it's still going to be exciting to watch USC in the next round, bare minimum, and see how they adjust, because they are loaded with talent from their seniors to their freshmen. And so we'll see if everyone else can step up, because they're going to need to if they run into UConn in the Elite Eight. 1 second applause to Juju Watkins. And next time you watch a women's college basketball game, I'm pretty sure you're going to see Leon Thomas Mutt. This song right here, number 77, all over the ads, because Leon Thomas is doing great things. 78, Give Me a Hug, Drake. Last week, 53, peak position number 6, 5 weeks on the chart. 79, Peekaboo. 80 point like a Kobe game. Kendrick Lamar featuring AZ Chike. Last week was 53. 13 was his peak position, 17 weeks on the chart. 1 second applause. 80, Cocaine Nose, Playboi Carti. Now, this one goes in the gym, too. This one goes in the gym, too. They're getting the whole album. I'm not mad at this Playboi Carti album, and that's one of the things we talked about on Culture United again. Is it receiving unfair hate? Is it receiving unfair hate? Because it definitely is much more well-rounded than what I think generally people expect to hear from Playboi Carti. Give it a listen. 81, Not Rap. 82, Tweaker, Jello Tweaker. Last week, 62. This week, 82. Peak position 29, 11 weeks on the chart. One of my favorite stories again this year, family story. Forgotten Ball Brother Makes Good, like I say every week. 1 second applause. 83, Somebody Loves Me, Party Next Door and Drake. So I think this is the fourth song from Some Sexy Songs for You that's still in the Hot 100. Last week it was 65, peak position 30, 5 weeks on the chart. 84, Not Rap. 85, This One Got It, Playboi Carti. 86, Overly, Playboi Carti. 87, Busy Woman, Sabrina Carpenter. 88, South Atlanta Baby, Playboi Carti. 89, Nueva Y'all, Bad Bunny. 1 second applause for all those artists. 90, Heart of a Woman, Summer Walker. 1 second applause to Summer Walker. 91, Tattoo, Tito Double P. 92, Not Rap. 93, Like Him, Tyler, the Creator, featuring Lola Young. Holding On. Last week was 76, peak position 29, 21 weeks on the chart. I expect a lot of these songs to move up again next week because there's so much Playboi Carti on the charts right now. But this is a really great song from Tyler, the Creator. And I'm actually glad this is one of the breakout successes from that album. Interesting enough, I haven't seen Sticky on the charts yet. So I guess this is the last one that's hanging out this week. 94, Burning Down, Alex Warren. 95, Not Rap. 96, Walk, Playboi Carti. 97, Not Rap, 98. No Poll, Don Toliver hanging out, 79 last week, 66 peak position, 20 weeks on the chart. It's number 98 again this week. 99, Not Rap, and 100, Miss Whitman. Miss Whitman, Bad Baby, 3 weeks on the chart. Peak at 56, last week 68, it's 100 this week. Let's see if Bad Baby can hang on next week. Let's see if Bad Baby can hang on next week. Now let's see, I didn't check to see if Sticky's on here. There is no Sticky on the chart this week. No Sticky on the chart. It's been getting sticky since that song came out, and now it's no longer getting sticky. The stickiness has ceased for Sticky. Again, I think I need that gone fishing. I need a gone fishing meme or something. Somebody help me out with that on the chart report. But that's the chart report. Okay, so let's see how many Playboi Carti songs are on the chart. All 30. All 30 of Playboi Carti's albums charted this week. So 30% of the Hot 100 is Playboi Carti. 30% of the Hot 100. 1 second applause. And that lets you know just how much excitement really is around this release. People have been waiting for this album for years, and it's getting a lot of burn. And I honestly think there's a chance that he's picking up new fans because of the way he structured his collaborations. Now, Moni isn't one of them. They had a seance on Chillin' with Moni's Live when they were talking about the album. Or I think they were watching his Rolling Loud performance. But I actually like the project. I like it for what it is, and I like it in the gym quite a bit. So give it a listen if you haven't checked it out yet. Now we're gonna go over to the Billboard 200. We're gonna take a look at the top 20 as we normally do. Bill, and without a surprise, no surprise at all. Playboi Carti music, number 1 on the Billboard 200. 1 second applause. So he takes over number 1. Last week was Lady Gaga, Mayhem. And so reportedly, Playboi Carti did 290,000 first week. And I saw this here, and Playboi Carti disputes that 298, he did 298. He says he did 320. Now, if he did 320, that's more than GNX did first week. If he did 298, that's less than GNX did this first week. And perhaps some sexy songs for you too. I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. Let me know if some sexy songs for you did more than 298 first week. But sometimes there are fluctuations based on how people look at bundles or they look at how the numbers are calculated. So this number might change, but right now per Billboard it's being reported that it did 298 first week. So either way, number 1 debut for Playboi Carti, big debut. All of his songs are on the Hot 100. 1 second applause. Number 2, Mayhem, Lady Gaga. Number 3, GNX. So GNX is now number 3. Number 4, Some Sexy Songs for You, Party Next Door and Drake. Number 5, SOS SZA broke Michael Jackson's record for Thriller for longest R&B song in the top 10. 1 second applause. Number 6, Short and Sweet, Sabrina Carpenter. Number 7, So Close to What, Tate McRae, which debuted at number 1 a couple of weeks ago. Number 8, Debbie Tiar Mas Fotos, Bad Bunny. Number 9, Hot EP, Les Seraphim. I am not up on this. So if anybody's listening, watching this, let me know if this is dope or not. I'll give it a spin, but I'm not familiar with this project at all. So that's one thing I do like about the charts. It gives me a chance to check out artists I'm not familiar with. Number 10, One Thing at a Time, Morgan Wallen. Number 11, Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, Chaperone. 1 second applause. Number 12, Alligator Bites Never Heal, Doechii. Last week was 15, peak position 12, 16 weeks on the chart. So this project keeps going up. And I think it's really just people discovering how dope Doechii is. Doechii is a fantastic artist. And she has her first top 10. And she's inching closer to having her first top 10 album, too. 1 second applause to Doechii. 13, Hit Me Hard and Soft, Billie Eilish. 14, Hurry Up Tomorrow, The Weeknd. 15, Dangerous, the double album, Morgan Wallen. 16, Stick Season, Noah Kahan. 17, The Secret of Us, Gracie Abrams. 18, The Tortured Poets Department, Taylor Swift. 19, Post Malone, Ill Yuck Gross. And 20, Ruby by Jenny. Now, last week we talked about how Tory Lanez crept into the top 30 with his most recent project, which he created it from prison, which he created from jail, right? And so, which I just thought was kind of crazy. And I think that we're going to see a lot of jail projects show up on the charts. We're expecting Lil Durk's next project to come soon. Now, I don't think he made it in jail. And last week also, NBA YoungBoy was in the top 30 while he was in jail. Now, YoungBoy was just released. He is now home or in a halfway house, if I'm not mistaken. But those are two projects by two incarcerated artists that landed in the top 30. And so let's see where Tory Lanez is this week. And now in the top 200, Tory Lanez isn't here at all. So somehow, Tory Lanez went from number 26, I think he was last year. Somehow he went from number 26 last week to not at all this week. Maybe there's a story there. I'll look into it. I just noticed that when I was looking at the charts this week. But nevertheless, this is this week's chart report. Let me know what stood out to you. Let me know if there's where your favorites landed. And again, looking forward to next week. I expect Nokia to jump up again. I don't think Playboi Carti's album, there's no way his entire album is going to hang out in the top 100 2 weeks in a row. And generally, songs will slip off. But Nokia, I saw a graphic that said it's the number 2 song in the top 50. So we're going to expect that one to rise a little bit. Let me know what you're looking for next week on the charts and what you think about all of this. My name is Justin Hunt. Like and subscribe to the channel. Follow @TheCompanyMan on everything. Follow the Justin Hunt podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. And feel free to clip any of this and put it wherever you want. It's all happening.
Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom bapping in. Systematical culture views us radical, it's all happening. Shaking hands and dabbing it. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, y'all, you don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening.